You got a good cold intro?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's hear it.
Now I'm on the spot. You can cut it. Welcome back to the Geeqoid Podcast.
Oh no, that's not the cold intro. That's the intro.
Oh. It's more spice.
I mean, I had one. You want to hear mine?
Welcome, the dog doers of Delvinshire.
No, it's just welcome back, nerds, and buckle up because no, I screwed up already.
Oh, that was pretty good, though. That was pretty good.
Okay, here we go.
Lion face.
Buckle up, nerds, because we're back. After a 1-week hiatus, Erik and Jarrad are bringing episode 17 of the Geeqoid Podcast straight to your ears.
You did that in one take.
Still not available on eyeballs.
That was one take.
Oh, man, it's good to be back. Mexico, for all those listening, we did one podcast episode for Mexico. I was in Mexico with my family on vacation, and then my son got hand, foot, mouth disease, and then I got hand, foot, mouth disease from him, and we had flight cancellations and delay. It was just hands down the worst vacation I've ever been on.
Hands, foot, mouth down the worst.
Yeah. So we took a week off from recording because my Wi-Fi was just so bad and so much crap was happening.
Hey, life,
yeah.
That's right.
But it feels so good to be back. It's good to see you, brother. Cheers. Sláinte.
Ting.
Tink. We've got quite the docket.
Dude, I have a list. If you want me to roll and then you add, I've got it, baby.
Okay, so I want to maybe do a little bit more structured approach. So I want to start with news.
If I need to get a tie for this, just let me know. If I feel like I have to be back at work.
We'll do some episode where we dress up in suits and maybe wear black sunglasses and just look like Men in Black. Jarrad is currently flipping me off. So I was thinking the agenda, we'd start with news, new releases, what's come out, then go to the rumor mill about some rumors that we've heard, and then finally wrap it up with the indie spotlight.
Okay. I also have news. So if news is in there.
Yeah, news is in that first top part.
Oh.
I said news and new releases.
Oh, I heard the new releases.
It's all new.
Oh! Oh, I'm getting a soundboard.
We're feisty. Oh my god, I have one right here. I got a Stream Deck. I just need to set it up and do the buttons with the
Yeah, and the clapping and crickets.
Yeah, as soon as I have a free time.
However, we both need one so I can, when I say things, because I know you're going to hit the button.
Okay, well, when we get sponsored by Corsair, we'll have them send you one.
Elgato could work too, bro.
Well, it's the same company.
Oh. I knew that.
All right, lead us off, brother.
This one's real short and sweet, but more board game development. More companies are shutting down. I was going to start with the bigger one, but I'm going to start with the smaller one and end with the bigger one. An online retailer called Boardlandia. I have bought a lot of board games from them. They are shutting down after tariffs, adding the quote-unquote unsustainable burden to the company's existing challenges. I've been hearing this a lot, that it's not just the tariffs that's affecting these companies, but there were already things in play that weren't great, and these tariffs basically just tipped them over the edge. So they were already struggle busing.
Well, the China tariffs in particular are just like it basically makes it impossible for companies to do business in China with China currently. I mean, you're talking about 145% markup. So if you're trying to sell something for $50, it costs you $25 to make it in China, and then you got to pay that $30 some odd $40 tariff on top of it. Like you can't sell it. Like you lose money on every sale. Like my side business right now, we just imported 16, 18 rifles. I was doing a photo shoot on Monday. Yeah, at my business partner's living room, just cases full of guns. But no, like we had about a dozen customers who pre-ordered months ago.
I need to move you out of Michigan.
And then we finally got the shipment. And then, I mean, these are all coming from Germany. And so we have a 10% tariff there. What do? Like pass that 10% on to our customers who already gave us money months ago for a predetermined price. So we're just having to swallow that cost, and then we have to reevaluate what we're doing with the other items. I mean, thankfully, it's only 10%, not 145% like China. But I can't imagine being solely dependent on China and just trying to make, like, it's just, like, it makes me kind of want to figure out how do we start a board game manufacturing company here in the United States?
It's not the first time. I have research on that too, but I'm not going to bring it up today. But
no, we should talk offline.
It is totally been looked
not
at
easy.
for years. It's just China has developed for so many years, not only the infrastructure, but even the kids that go and get out of their version of high school, and they're going to a tech school or university or whatever. That's a degree, is to then go to the manufacturing and be a higher up in that. So we didn't build America that way, but China.
No, we exported all of that capability, and we have no foundation for any of these industries. And so trying to get it spun up, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they're like, if you want to bring manufacturing of shirts and textiles and all this stuff, like we just simply do not have the plants and the factories and any of this to really create a competitive. It's not that we would be making a competitive product. We wouldn't at this point. Like it's going to take years and billions of dollars to basically onshore these types of industries.
And we have other things too to add, like our wage that we pay people are not going to want like a low wage. They are not going to want to be in the old factories that used to be up actually near where I lived and near where you kind of live, where they would go to a steel mill and there was a grocery store and you could like camp out there for like a week or whatever. We don't do that. We also have unions, and they will beat down the door to get equal rights and equal pay and all that kind of stuff. Like that's a very expensive endeavor to do here.
Yeah. So, I mean, and here's the thing. Some of these industries, we can try and automate the entire process, take humans out of it, but it's not going to happen overnight. And for a lot of these small businesses that are very reliant on importing, they're just totally effed.
Yeah, somebody made a mention of Rivian. I was like, yeah, the technology, like one of our friends works there, who studied under you when you were a grad student, and he works for that company in Colorado. And but the whole thing's not done here. Those parts are still Asian market.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even just Rivian or automakers. Like, there's something I was reading that a battleship or a submarine that is being developed or constructed here in the United States, like that is importing plenty of stuff from China to the tune of it's increased the cost by $400 million.
Oh my God. I did not hear that one. That one's way cooler than Rivian.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So let's keep this train rolling. What's the other company that's
the other one's a way bigger deal. So Simon has been on the scene for a long time, and they really hit their stride in 2012. I came into the scene around 2014. Wow, it's been 11 years. Shit. Simon's made some of the biggest, like, pretty games with pretty miniatures. They've been a huge advocate for that. And so then they've done a lot of crowdfunding and Kickstarters lately. Most of their stuff, a huge portion, comes from very specific factories in China. And so Simon, which is usually, originally it was, well, I will give you the abbreviation or their acronym later. But Simon announced layoffs of most, like 90% of their employees, and will also stop all future game development, which I did not expect that one. I thought maybe their manufacturing, sure, the crowdfunding. I mean, Kickstarter, I'm trying to be a little quick here. Kickstarter, and I should have pulled up that article, but it was a week ago. Kickstarter makes most of their profit, 70 to 80%, from board game crowdfunding.
No kidding.
No joke, dude. By the way, so we should totally do something. Maybe in 4 years.
Why wait so long?
Okay. So they are also stopping all crowdfunding efforts. Basically, the company is alive, but it's like alien subsonic light speed hibernation.
Okay, TBD. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they won't.
I don't know.
Nobody has any idea.
And I do know people who do work for Simon, and that's my own little like, oh, I actually know people. And yep, they are now contracting.
I was gonna say, are they furloughed?
So, and there is more that is streaming in, but I will deliver that sad news later.
Okay. What do you got next?
Do you remember? Oh, that's fine, dude. It just makes this is real life
Authenticity.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's another podcast that uses the word for it because they do everything outside, and I'll be sure to steal that from Nintendo. We've been talking a lot about Nintendo, and I'm just gonna say one part, and I'm sure you've got a couple others. You might have this one though. We've been really hard following every news and leak and anything we can get from Nintendo. And Genki was one of the very first things we talked about at, what was that, CES?
Yep.
And
day 1 or 2 of CES.
Yeah, and it was about episode 1 or 2 of this episode. Nintendo's suing Genki for advertising the Switch 2 accessories before the console was revealed.
I did have that on my list of things to cover. Yeah.
Hot diggity.
I mean, we said this as soon as we saw it. It's like, I sure hope they have good lawyers because Nintendo's going to sue the shit out of them for this. And lo and behold, they are. I don't see this going well for Genki. And they put out a press release where they were saying something along the lines of, oh, we look forward to continuing offering great services and products to the customer base that we love. And it's like, how are you going to do that when Nintendo is not going to keep you in their good graces? Like, you as a company are just totally, like, I don't know who is running Genki. Like, this is just shooting yourself in the foot multiple times when you woke up in the morning. Like, I don't know what they were thinking.
They feel very confident. Like, I don't know, like, I haven't called anybody, but other people who are higher up than me who have talked to them be like, do do you have anything you would like put on record? They're like, we're going to be fine. You know what? You might be. Genki is not an accessory company I have ever bought from. However, they have a very good rating. I haven't been in the game thing to buy a lot of their products in the last 10 years.
The game thing.
The game thing. That's awesome. I'll put that on a t-shirt. We start making merch, dude. The game thing.
Oh, we're going to have so many reels from this episode.
So they're confident that they probably will have to pay some money out, but it'll be out of court. And I'm like, probably, but okay. It's still Nintendo, and Nintendo doesn't mess around. I remember, people wanted to do, when Let's Plays and live streams before Twitch were like a big deal. I did follow all those. I love them. Again, 2014.
Might have been about 11 years ago.
Rest in peace, Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth. Nintendo was the one company that said, no, you're not. Nope. If it's not sanctioned by us, we don't know what you're going to do because we are so protective of our walled garden. We will throw Goombas and torch you to death with fire flowers.
That was the one time I've seen Nintendo act like the old grandpa shouting from his porch. Get off my lawn! Like, Nintendo is usually super consumer friendly, and like, that was just that broke my heart for a little while. But they've walked it back, and they realized that streaming is a huge thing, and it doesn't actually eat into sales like they thought it might.
No,
if anything, it helps.
Yes, it improves it. Because there was a group that just recently did a so stupid. It cost them, I don't know how much time and effort and money, but they all got together at 7 a.m. and they're all in different time zones, and they all did one play of the board game, air quotes, Mario Party, and everybody would do their play, and then they would stop to do other projects. And they did that for 30 days, 30 turns. And then they released that video. Somebody else then had to edit it real fast and pump it out every day for 30 days. Yeah, it garnered a huge amount of buzz because I watched the comments and everybody was like, yeah, I'm excited for the Switch 2. Some people were like excited for the Switch 1, and it's like, it's coming out real soon. The newest one. Yeah. So, yep. I think Genki will be fine, but it shows again there are a few companies, old guard, who you do not mess with their walled garden. They love their walled garden.
You think Genki is going to be fine? I think Nintendo might try and make an example of them.
I don't. Well, this is a new CEO, a new president, and he is way more money focused. A lot more like, ooh, are we going to make a toy or are we going to make a game? And I think the Switch 2 is a good example of like, no, we're going to make a game. We're not going to make a GameCube, 64 or 64 or Wii U. Yeah, so you might be right. Ooh, you might be right. I'm really scared now.
We'll see.
Aw, do not rest in peace, Genki, even though I barely know you.
Just keep leaking.
Just by accident.
All right, what else you got for me?
I'm going to split Microsoft into two parts. Hint, hint. Thank you.
It's news first, rumors later.
No. These are both legit.
Oh, okay. Verified.
Speaking of Grandpa, I'm Cranky Kong from Donkey Kong. Microsoft raises the price of all Xbox Series consoles. Xbox games confirmed to hit $80 this holiday. So the rumor or the speculation of like, oh, well, if Nintendo does it, we can too. Just like if Apple does it, everybody else will follow suit. Yep. Even with all of the price increases for every single unit and accessory.
Here's the thing. I know they're doing it in response to tariffs.
Ooh, I do have the prices.
But at the same time, people complain every time this happens that, oh, the price of games has gone up. But if you realistically look at the cost of games over the lifetime of the games industry, it's actually not increased as much as the cost of inflation. It's been pretty resilient because the margins are so good. It's only in the last decade, I would say, that the cost of these AAA games has just started to explode. Like GTA 6 is approaching $2 billion budget, which we'll get to GTA 6.
Yeah, we will.
But like at some point, the prices have to catch up. And the reason the prices haven't caught up on all these major titles is because of the in-game purchases, the free-to-play approach. But there's just enough games that, like, especially the single-player games where you sit down, you play the story, and boom, like, you're not going to spend any money on microtransactions and any of that. So it makes sense to me that the base cost of everything from the accessories to the games themselves is going up. Do I like it? No, but I'm not gonna put up my fisticuffs and go ooh, and fight Microsoft because that's a losing battle.
I mean, are you okay with the Series X being $100 more now?
Yeah, because I wasn't gonna buy it.
It's not the point, Eric.
Oh gosh, I mean, the new Doom
it's $100
one
across.
looks so sexy.
Ooh. Now, come back to me. Come back to me, ADD. So the Xbox Series S, 500.
Which one is that? Is that the top tier one?
No.
Okay.
X is top tier. S is lower. So I'm starting from low, working up high. So S is the little white box, little white rectangle brick. 512 gig was $300. They're going to bump it up to $379. It's only $80, but it's $80 nonetheless. The 1 terabyte goes from $350 to $430. Xbox X digital, no disk drive, goes from $450, and then they're all $100, $550. And then the X is $5 to $6, and the 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition. I don't know why. Goes from 600 to 730. I don't know. I guess the Galaxy earns an extra 30 on top of the extra 100.
This is the first time I've heard of the Galaxy Edition.
Yeah, me too. I only knew of the Series X, so whoops. So everybody's like, well, I'm going to unsubscribe.
Galaxy.
I'm not following this fucking podcast. You guys don't know the Galaxy Special Edition, you fucking noobs. Yep. I don't know. I don't know if this is tariff related or if this is what you and I have always said too. The market has been undercutting because of the game market has been undercutting because of the U.S. market. However, this is a very interesting and I think like tightrope time to do.
Well, here's the other thing too to consider is that
do it now.
Microsoft and Sony have they've both been selling consoles at either break even or even at a loss, knowing that they'll make that up
with the games. Yeah,
with the games. So,
and I did not mind games going up to 60 and 70. 80's getting, and I don't make like horrible money, but $80 for a game is kind of poopy, bro.
I mean, here's the way I think it's going to impact people, still still have a stack of games sitting on their
Yeah.
their PlayStation that they haven't even taken out of shrink wrap yet because they just don't have time. Like, I would buy games with the anticipation that I would eventually get to play them, but at this point, I'm not going to shell out $80, $100 for a game that I know I have no time for.
No.
Like it's
That's a huge piece out of my paycheck.
yeah, it's a what do you call that? Disposable income that you have to decide how you spend it, and it's like $80 for a game, or how many months of Netflix does that get me?
Yeah. Or I just spent $80 for another camping trip because that's what I do, and I spent already $3,000 to $4,000 over years and years, but that's a 3-day trip with my wife and kids, fuzzy 4-legged kids. Just to be clear, everybody.
So yeah, Microsoft increasing prices. If Sony hasn't followed suit, they will, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Apple, again, when Apple does it, everybody follows suit. So with Nintendo doing this, which is, again, going back to what we just said, new presidents, new board, this is a new era of Nintendo. I don't think it's horrible, but some of these price increases then lets other people go, oh, well, you don't want Mario Kart World, and everybody's scooping up that bundle, which, by the way, everybody, I got my pre-order.
Oh, that's right. I have not been able to secure it yet, but Jarrad has been lucky.
Everybody check out Walmart. They're doing restocks constantly, and so you just keep following the website.
Okay, I'll have to do that.
Yep. And they're still offering it will be at your doorstep 9 a.m. day of official release.
I got to figure out how to get one so that we can do like a launch day stream of Mario Kart.
That should be the first video for the YouTube channel.
We'll see. I want to take it to a topic that I have because I think I have a perfect tangent. So we're talking about the price of games going up, and there is a game that they just had their second trailer this week, and we have a release date of May 26th, 2026.
That was the next thing I was going to talk about.
And we don't have a price yet, but there is actually a Polymarket betting pool that you can bet on the price of GTA 6 being greater than or less than $100. And currently the odds right now are very much in favor of less than $100. And here's the thing. I think it'll be priced at $99.99.
God, $100. I would love it to be at 80, which I think is also a lot of money, but I could see it at 80.
Here's the thing. They're going to have multiple
Nintendo,
tiers.
And then Xbox just did this? Oh, yes, dude.
I mean, the execs at Rockstar right now and are just kind of like, they're seeing all these price increases and going, oh my God, the market is going to absorb this so well. So here's the thing. They're going to have multiple tiers like every game does now. Like you have your default edition that is the lowest tier that usually got priced at $59.99, and then you have your $79.99 special digital edition that like you get a pony skin and an extra sword or some shit like that. And then you have a $99.99 version which you get an art book and some other crap, and then sometimes they just go crazy and go, here's a $400 version that is
this resin statue. Yeah.
So I'm sure Rockstar right now is going, we could just get away given how much we are spending on this. The market will be like, oh yeah, that game's worth $100. Like it has a $2 billion budget, or at least it's approaching $2 billion, which is an astronomical amount.
This will not help Rockstar, and I'm going to interrupt you because I got to say this. But going back to crowdfunding and board games, In Kickstarter, I don't know how many times I've seen 3,000, 5,000 people. So it's a smaller market. But the idea, if you double it, 3,000 people paying $200 to $250 because there's just extra shit that comes with the game. And they are just real excited. Or, ooh, you're going to upgrade this piece of paper to now something like a magnet? Wow. Whatever. So, yeah, this could start at $80 and then go to $200, and people will buy it. It's GTA 6. Everybody, not one video game news place that I follow is like, they're all excited, and they're all like, yeah, it's Rockstar. So they're the one company that, like, everybody's like, yeah, whatever.
So here's the thing that I think that Rockstar has tapped into that I feel like no other company is even attempting. Like, the only things that come close to GTA are Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And like the marketing tie-ins that they have where they get celebrities to like act out.
That's every year. And that's
but it's every year. And
three
so,
studios.
Yeah. So this is, it's a like once in a console generation event.
I think we're hitting 10 years. It's like Minecraft level at this time.
That it captures the zeitgeist of the time. Like the original trailer that came out, people were like, those are captured from actual YouTube videos, and they use that as the source material, like to the point where people were suing Rockstar saying, you use my face tattoos.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And like Rockstar is so zeroed in on what's happening today with the culture, and that's not something that anybody else is even attempting. Everybody's doing like sci-fi, fantasy, or just like hardcore military shoot 'em ups, but like this is just like, what does crazy stuff look like in Florida? And let's just
Which
go
is
there.
real. It's real life, folks. Let's just be real. They just kept looking at all the news feeds.
So like, so it's going to play into this streamer economy so much. Like every major streamer is going to be streaming GTA 6 the second it drops.
10 years later, the original founders of Rooster Teeth, who started Achievement Hunter, are still doing videos in GTA 5 because people, even the new generation of kids, love the hijinks.
Yeah. So it's going to sell like hotcakes. So I think it'll be priced at $99.99 for the very base version.
I hope it's 80, but yeah, it's $100, dude.
We'll see. I mean, we got just over a year until it drops, so
I love
a lot can happen between now and then.
One of Rockstar's comments sounds very similar to one of Apple's latest comments about Apple Intelligence. And Rockstar Games says, it needs more time to deliver the quality you expect and deserve. Bitch, you knew about this forever. And so did your stakeholders. Don't give me that marketing PR bullshit. And Apple said the same thing about Apple Intelligence. The only difference is that you guys both knew it wasn't ready.
All right, moving right along because we still got a ton of the docket to get through, and we're already at 30 plus minutes.
Dude.
I know, we're catching up for not being on for a week.
Lost time. It's fine. We're at 33.
So a game that I didn't even have on my radar, like, I mean, like I had heard about it.
Oh, I had such a good segue.
Well, I mean, you can take over, do the segue.
Speaking of Apple.
Oh, is this about how they changed the...
After 5 years...
Oh, my God.
I moved to Denver and came back, and it was still in court. Nearly 5 years after Fortnite. That's Epic. Who any of you who don't know Fortnite?
Epic Games, maker of Unreal Engine, maker of Fortnite.
They wanted to do their own Steam library kind of thing, which still, it works pretty good. Nearly 5 years after Fortnite was blocked from iPhones because Apple wanted a piece of that pie if you wanted to get extra subscriptions or services and blah, 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 blah. In the U.S., by the way, Epic boss Tim Sweeney says, it's about to come back. So, the judge said that you did a lot of really bad things as far as trying to get a piece of anybody's pie. And so now looks like a lot of companies are going to win out. First one I'm thinking of is Spotify.
Well, I mean, Apple has had this walled garden since the inception of the iPhone, and they have capitalized incredibly on it. And it's really surprising the approach that they took from a economic standpoint, where they weren't more lenient towards smaller creators.
Not even
a
little.
It blows my mind. You look at what Epic is doing. If you publish a game on their store, like, you get 100% of the revenue up until you hit $1 million in sales.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty generous. That's why I want to launch on the Epic Games Store. I mean, granted, they're not nearly as large as Steam, but at the same time, like, whereas it's so much more difficult on Apple and Google, where they take 30%.
30%.
And that's literally the definition of a duopoly, where they both take the same exact amount, and there's literally nowhere else to sell your stuff. So I think that's one area that I'm surprised it has not come crashing down sooner, and I think it's going to still take a while. But this is the very first part of the duopoly to get broken up, and the fact that Google right now is also, like, being told you're probably going to have to break up part of your organization because you are a monopoly on ad search. This will probably play into it at some level. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, the evolution, because Epic Games was one of the launch partners for the original iPhone, or one of the very first versions with their what was their sword game called?
Oh, I played it so much. Infinity Blade.
Infinity Blade, yes.
Yeah, Infinity Blade 2. It was
like Tim Sweeney was on stage.
Yeah, one of the most. To this day, I still kind of think it's a really pretty game on phones. It's a beautiful game. Yeah. Using Unreal, one of the first time using Unreal. I mean, Apple, it was a big deal.
It was a huge deal, and so they were a launch partner. Now they've been kicked out of the store, and now
anybody who doesn't know Infinity Blade, it's just a really high fantasy fruit ninja, but it was a cool fruit ninja.
I've never heard it described as that, but it's perfect.
You just swiped left, right, up, down.
Anything else with Apple? I mean, I did see that they disbanded their centralized AI team and basically sent all the people back to the respective teams, which is really the way you need to be executing as a company when it comes to AI. So hopefully they'll get their
shit together.
Yeah, took words right out of my mouth.
Golly, you guys are sucking ass. Quit thinking of the money. Do a combo. You got to think of the money. Keep your billions and trillions.
I don't think it was a money thing. I think it was
just because the Epic is blending in. Like, everything I read and listened to, Apple had a zero. They were like, no, we are going to take our share, and we are not going to allow any. And even when they were like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll do 27%, but like, their, Visa would, or MasterCard or whatever, do their tax.
Yeah.
So it'd still go back to 30% for you. And then, what was it like? They would even change the screen settings to evoke like scary, like, ooh, you're going to another website. Ooh, it's third. Oh, be careful. Because also they were doing privacy, which they do have legitimately. But now they were using it. And I was like, you guys, just stop.
We'll see what they do. We might need to take a quick intermission because I got to go make a bottle for my kid.
I need to make a bottle for myself.
I'm also empty, yeah. So time out.
All right, everybody. We'll back.
Back to what am I guessing?
Okay, so words. This week, R.I.P. It happened Monday.
Someone died?
Ooh, no, we're in tech. We're in tech and pop culture.
Okay. This coming Monday, or this past Monday?
This past Monday, 2 days ago, was the last day
Of some company?
of some program or product or app. Okay.
I think I did hear this, but I cannot for the life of me remember.
I
got nothing.
No, hold on, as my uncle's trying to call me.
Oh, yeah, you're frozen.
Oh, okay, there it is. I was like, rah. Microsoft.
Skype?
There it is.
Oh.
The internet says goodbye to Skype. I like, and thanks for all the calls. After 21 years, baby.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah, I definitely did hear about that. And I heard it and I go, how do you just make this acquisition for, I don't know how many billions of dollars they acquired Skype for.
Yeah.
And then just totally screw the pooch and cede the entire market to Zoom.
Well, but also, here's the flip side. Teams has done really well. Unfortunately, if you have a Microsoft account, and most of us now only have that if you're at work, but
still, I use Teams every day, almost all day, every day at work.
I use it for my family function every other Sunday.
So much worse than Zoom. It's just so bad. It's like they just reskinned Skype. I just don't understand why the fundamental technology is not up to par. It's.
You know which one I do like?
I'm not going to get hired by Microsoft now because I'm bad mouthing them.
I love you, Microsoft. You're great in all of your companies. Yeah, they bought Skype for $2.6 billion in 2005, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's like quarter trillion now in today's money.
Yeah. But they had what was it, like a 3 to 6% growth during COVID. So that's not very positive for them. And I know Zoom and what was the other one? Media, whatever. But those two just took over. And FaceTime, honestly, FaceTime did wonders.
FaceTime, Facebook Messenger calls,
Slack.
Google Meet. Google Meet is still terrible too. I don't understand why that's
I like
another
Google.
company that's not going to hire me now. God,
I like Google Meet, so you can hire me, guys. I used Google Meet during COVID, and I used Slack during COVID.
I've done a number of interviews trying to use Google Meet, and I can't get my camera to connect to Google Meet. I have to resort to using a really crappy webcam. I don't know what it is.
You should try your iPhone. It works really well.
Well,
because that's what I did, and it worked every time.
But
Zoom does not
connecting
like
an iPhone to my PC just seems like it's going to be a bad time.
Don't you snob? You're snobbing. I know that you're snobbing. You get a 4K in your pocket. Yeah. So rest in peace, Skype. That's all I have to say. When there's so many more, and they've they integrated it into Teams a long time ago. And whether Teams sucks or not, well, Before I give my last one, what do you got?
I got two news, not really news, but new releases. I will say that did come out. Something that was kind of flying under the radar for quite a while was Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Not so much. It's getting like 9
Well,
to 10s.
it's blowing up now, and it's got, I think, like a 93 on Metacritic currently.
Yeah, I
and
think IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. It's like,
yeah,
Jesus.
it is doing really well, and even the president of France,
By the way,
Emmanuel Macron,
everybody, this is a video game, a very and I use air quotes because it's a French company, JRPG video game.
So this is what he said on Twitter/X, I believe, about Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Oh, on Instagram, sorry.
Also, who thought of this title?
I don't know. I really got to dig into this game now.
Oh, I do know why. I do know, but it's still a long title.
So he says, you are a shining example of French audacity and creativity. So, I want to play this game now. So major props.
I can give you the story. I can give you a very rough synopsis of the background, why it's 33.
But yeah, I mean, why don't you? So they also sold over 1 million copies in 3 days.
There is a entity, a god, a whatever that comes down and it kills everyone who is of a certain age. And at this point,
I do remember that. No.
Expedition 33 is everyone who is 32. And before they hit 33, they have to try to kill, destroy, disrupt, whatever, so that this doesn't happen. There was a joke in a podcast that I listened to. They were like, so what happens when it gets down to Expedition 5? Like, what do you do with the 4-year-olds? Like, there's a certain point where all of a sudden this cool story gets real cheesy.
Yeah, it just turns into like a Mario and Yoshi game.
It's really good. It's the only game I've ever beat.
So yeah, so major props to that. Another IP that is popping off, even though it didn't have a huge box office, but Thunderbolts, the latest MCU movie, has done
It might be a
really well.
A great transition for my last thing.
So it is, I think, the second highest Rotten Tomatoes score behind Avengers Infinity War, if I'm not mistaken, or Avengers Endgame. I can't remember which one. Like it's really up there, which is quite the comeback after the critic disaster that Brave New World was.
Well, so I have numbers in front of me. Captain America: Brave New World did $415 million, which, if you compare that to Deadpool and Wolverine, did $1.3 billion.
Yeah. And another thing I want to say about Thunderbolts, like there's a Thunderbolts asterisk.
Yes.
And now they've just been changing it to New Avengers, and
there's
it has something to do with the post-credit scene, allegedly, and all that. And I'm like,
the asterisk is during the movie. New Avengers is post-credit.
Okay, so
and I won't tell anybody what the asterisk is, even though I know
it's a little cheesy.
Yeah, it's cheesy. It's just for the movie and the jokes.
But I think I said a few months ago that like Thunderbolts, based on the trailer and what they were doing with it, it looked solid. It looked like the first Marvel movie I wanted to actually go see in quite some time. And now I feel like I have to go see it.
It does. It focuses on Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
Familia.
Yeah, her sister. So
and dad.
But it heavily focuses on her in the story. And so if you guys want to see like an Avengers team up, yeah, it's kind of here. Obviously, it's very reminiscent to DC's version, Suicide Squad, but it's also pretty dark. Holy Jesus, that was a good drink.
Yeah, that went down the wrong hole.
Golly, it did. Don't breathe it. Drink it. The two holes do, or no, the one hole goes into two. The two holes go into one. Sounds like a Dune movie. I am the Sand Whisperer.
All right, let's get back on track.
Anyway, yeah, so if you guys are, those few who are listening, and I love you all, if you are okay with a little bit of it gets into some mental health and anxiety and stuff like that, and
it looks very dark based on the trailers. Like
it
there's
is
a
very
lot of gray and black. And
the main
brown.
villain, who is Void.
Is it shot in black and white?
No, it's not shot in black and white, but because of the main bad guy, they chose to do some things in black and white. So Void, and he has mental struggles and whatnot. So if you're okay with that, which I think is very interesting for me to even warn people, I think that warrants an interesting spin and take within the Marvel studio and universe. The storyline's fine. It's not great. It's fine though.
I mean,
the action scenes from critics are spectacular.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that AI is not ready to replace big budget Hollywood yet.
No. Here's something. So I just said, what was it? Brave New World was... These are all high numbers, man. Poop my pants. $415 million. Deadpool and Wolverine. $1.3 billion. I'm going back in time, but I'm going back and Spider-Man No Way Home, which was the was that second? Third? Has he had three? I didn't know if he's had three.
I think it's the third.
That was 1.9. So you went from 1.3, just everybody keep up ADD, I get it, to 1.9. Avengers Endgame is the be-all, end-all. That is $2.8 million. A whole other $1 billion. It just outshines every other Marvel movie that is in front of me right now. Infinity War pretty much matches No Way Home, and nothing else compares other than Avengers, and Infinity War, Endgame, and Spider-Man, and Deadpool.
And, Doomsday is probably going to blow everything out of the water.
I think so, which is a good segue, because Wall Street Journal, and I am absolutely going to promote this article. So Wall Street Journal...
is this rumor mill time?
No. Nope. Sorry, man. This is hard cuts. Hard cuts.
All right, hurry up.
Hard cuts into... Geek. Disney wanted more from Marvel. Now it wants less. So Feige came out. That's their title. Listen, I didn't choose the title. I just read it out loud. Ski. But Disney was competing with, the long story short is Disney was competing with Netflix and Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus, and they were like, oh, why did we choose to do this? And so they said, oh, we have all these movies that Marvel's doing that we now own. Feige, make this. Feige, make that. Feige, make this. And Feige, make that. And so with Feige being basically what other people have said, he's Papa Feige for Marvel. He became basically trying to juggle too much at once. which then we saw with like, I think WandaVision was a good start of it. Of if you didn't watch the movies, you didn't understand the TV shows, and then so on and so forth. And then because his direction wasn't focused and his critiques and constructive feedback was getting less and less and less, we've all seen it. So thank God.
What I heard is that like the showrunners and the creative folks would be working on a show for months, and then Feige would show up at like the 11th hour and just blow up their plans.
Or he would have like a quick note, and then that's it. Instead of
it's like, oh, by the way, this changed in this other Marvel property, and now you have to accommodate it.
Yeah.
Sorry, you didn't get the memo.
So Marvel,
someone did not attach to the appropriate TPS cover sheet.
This is, I guess, my first positive thing of this podcast. Marvel and Disney have both agreed that Feige needs to focus on the movies and do what he did to also make Disney a lot of money. And then they are going to hire a new person. I have the name somewhere in here, but I'm not going to scroll because talking. Dead space. And a new person is going to take over a Marvel TV section. Though you will not have to watch the movies to watch the TV shows. There probably will be some blending, but the storylines will be their own separate parts, and Feige will focus on the movies, getting them to what people wanted, like they were for the last 10 years. So that is why Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. That's why the Russos are coming back, because Feige said and asked, probably asked, but then he said, like, there's potential. There's things we can do. Also, I know these people. If you, like, I trust these people. And he does quote that, saying, like, I do trust these people. I trust what they've already done. So I know what they can already do. Please?
Please.
And X-Men he did officially. He's like, X-Men is coming. It will be in the movies. And you will see more things for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
With
the 10-year X-Men plan. Oh, boy.
Yep.
So, I mean, it makes sense. Like, maybe back off the Avengers, play up the X-Men. But it'll be interesting to see how they do it. I have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah. I think very quickly, Hawkeye. Who's Hawkeye? Cool guy.
Jeremy Renner.
Poor guy got hit because he was trying to help people.
He got run over by his own snow machine.
Trying to help people where he lives.
Snowdozer.
I guess they asked him to play Hawkeye for season 2 of the TV show, and we're only going to give him half of what they gave him last season. And so he said,
for quite possibly twice the amount of months of filming.
Oh, I also didn't catch that part. So also double the time.
He's like,
so that's a quarter.
Yeah. He's like, do you think I'm half the person because I got run over?
No. And he's also not, unfortunately, one of the people that you got to see all those movie chairs.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy is doing
like him.
Pretty well. I like him a lot, and he's like, why would I go? Like, you're trying to discount, like, and I know what Disney's trying to do. They're trying to pump out more content for Disney Plus, and they're trying to cut corners where they can. And
folks, this was, I think, pre this conversation, but this is a good damn example of it.
Yeah, so it's I think Jeremy Renner was 100% in the right on this. Just like, you know what? I'm not going to do it for half. Like, his time is valuable. Like, he does home restorations and he's making bank on that. Like, why should he take 8 months off to go shoot something for half of his previous paycheck? It just Disney.
Yeah, and that sounds cheesy, everybody, but like, he's a legit, like, I don't know.
He's an Avenger.
He's an Avenger. He's just a very down to earth, really good guy, but also gets paid real well.
Yeah.
So can you do both? Yes. He's an example of someone that you can.
Also, I'm a Disney shareholder, so come on, guys, pay the man.
I should have. Man, I had an opportunity for Apple back in when I don't know, we weren't friends yet, but I was working at a cigar shop for like 3 months, which was glorious. I didn't do shit.
This is a weird segue.
Oh, man, it was great. But I had a friend of mine, and he was like, yeah, I got Apple shares, and it's only like, whatever. At that time, I don't know, $20. And I got like, my mom got me 500 because, hey, mom in Purdue.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Right. You're done.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, we can get to the rumor mill section.
You wanted to do this new section.
I feel quite
so
vindicated. I'm going to start with some leaks that happened from the FTC.
Do you know how much I love rumors?
Oh. We have an Xbox handheld that may be announced as soon as May 20th.
Yeah.
So it's based on the ROG Ally 2, and it has a dedicated Xbox button based on the images that we've seen.
Yeah.
And I've said for months now that Microsoft is going to be having an Xbox handheld something or other. And it looks like they will. And it just looks like it's going to just be a ROG Ally with some boosted specs.
But
it'll have the Xbox Windows app already installed.
I don't have an Xbox logo. It'll be great. We're so excited.
And I'm just kind of like, yeah.
But next year, or in 2 years, is it next year or 2 years? 2027. What's going to happen, Eric?
I read it and I just dismissed it.
Allegedly, I think they actually did say they were going to. In 2 years, they will make their own dedicated system. Handheld system.
I mean, here's the thing. In by 2027, they're probably going to be rolling out the Xbox Series XSV. Which, who knows if it's an upgrade or if it's the next generation console. I don't know.
And that correlates with PlayStation talking about in PlayStation 6 or other, they are also going to Nintendo has somehow just rocketed these two people so hard. This new president and their board and the things that they did for the Switch 2 just messed them up so bad. While Steam Deck's like, hey guys, I'm just gonna chill right here. Not great.
I mean, we have rumors that Steam has a whole new handheld coming out.
I bet they do.
Oh
my God.
But that is a great segue to my final rumor of the rumor section. Allegedly, Half-Life 3 is in a fully playable state beginning to end.
That's it. I'm going to leave this podcast just to go get a whole bottle so I can have a shot, because that is preposterous.
I know.
And amazing.
I read the news, so this one...
Folks, this is like the longest rumor, like before
25 years since like Half-Life 2.
Before I was born. Like, no, it's not. But like, it feels like it.
Yeah.
Like, we got the VR, and we were like, wow, what was that? Half-Life Alyx?
Yeah.
We're like, wow, that's amazing. And they were like, yeah, this is what you get. And then there's been 2 documentaries. No Clip, who is a great YouTube channel. That's what all they do is video game documentaries. They just did. They're just publishing some of the stuff from Bethesda for Oblivion, because Oblivion remaster, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a blend of both. And dig into that one if you want to. On your own time. Yeah, tell me. They remade it, but they also changed a couple things. So it's kind of both.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're fantastic. And then who's the another company does documentaries, but I don't remember them because No Clip is awesome. Follow them.
Yes. So yeah, Half-Life 3 allegedly is in a playable state and maybe coming as soon as the end of the year. Yeah, just
Dude, I was so proud of
WTF.
myself for everything I had. I was like, man, let me go, Eric. I don't care.
and then I brought the Half-Life 3.
I mean, this is, dude, I'm glad you saved this for the end. I mean, 25 years, right?
Yeah, so this comes from a predominant leaker. I cannot remember their name off the top of my head, but apparently they were talking with someone who's in the room working on the game and said, yeah, it's in a playable state, and they could be getting ready to release it by end of the year. I mean, here's the thing. Valve is sitting on a gold mine. I mean, they already sit on a gold mine. The gold mine farms itself, just it prints money. It's called Steam.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
they don't need to. But here's the thing: there's got to be so many passionate people that just want to see the trilogy completed.
you've got to think of this too. We're not the only. We lived it. There are people who just keep hearing about it, like fantasy legends, and I'm not even joking around. And they're like, "This sounds amazing. I don't know what this magical thing could be, but I would love to experience it."
I mean, this current generation, I feel like the younglings are like, you played the original Tomb Raider and you're getting that's all you got, and then you're excited about the next version of Tomb Raider. Just the polygons and the bits, and the original Half-Life was definitely rough around the edges, but it was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Half-Life 2, phenomenal game. And then just silence. And here's the thing that I also heard too, is that this will be it'll be an end. This will be the end of Gordon Freeman's journey.
I really love his glasses. I feel bad. I bought new glasses, and I've always bought glasses that were similar to his. And then I had so many people going no. And I went, I like that 1960s style, yo.
Hey, you're missing the comb over and some
I was talking the glasses, not his hair, you bald bastard.
All right, so Half-Life 3 maybe coming this year. That would be amazing.
It would be amazing. Dude, I love
need to
rumors.
take a week off so I can play that.
I love rumors. It's just because it's just dreamy. It might happen, it might not. But it's fun to just think about it, talk about it, and I don't have anybody else to talk about it but you, Eric. My wife looks at me and goes, I don't know what you're talking about at all. Half what?
All right, we're getting really long on this episode, but I want to...
an hour and 9 minutes is fine. Oh.
So this is our indie spotlight for this week. This is called Node. And it's a 2.5D...
Turn it down so we can hear you.
Oh yeah, I should probably just turn it off in general. It's a 2.5D platformer.
Oh, you're a little robot,
and you're
Wall-E.
in a Cold War era nuclear reactor.
Oh, this looks really beautiful and fucking hard.
It looks, but there's a role playing element to it, a little bit of sci-fi, and it just...
Oh, it's really pretty. It's
really
inside.
It has all the feels.
The spookiness of Inside and the that side scroller of Inside, which people love Inside. Ooh.
So yeah, Node, the last favor of the Atari.
Ooh, I didn't know you were a 2D guy. I thought I was the 2D guy.
No, I mean, yeah,
I'm a super 2D guy.
when the mood strikes.
Okay. That's, yep. Tickle my fancy. It had kind of like an inside, because that spooky Cold War, very inside vibe. What was the other game that they did? That was their second one, which is...
Well, not these people, but someone else.
Yes, another company. And then it had a, it's a little maybe far-fetched. Ooh, it was really gross. No, it's not that game. Yeah, it's very inside. Yep. Okay, because you're like, oh, what is it? I was thinking of, I need your help with this. It's it's really gross, the concept. Like, he's like not even born yet, and he has to go save his girlfriend, and you have to go through like blade saws, and it's just blood everywhere.
Oh, you're not talking about Super Meat Boy.
It's close, but yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, it's not as puzzly and grotesque, but yet cute. This looks great, dude. That was great. Where'd you find that?
I mean, it's on Steam, but I kind of browse around a bunch of different indie sites, and I like just trying to keep my ear to the ground of what's coming. And it looked really cool. Like I have another one queued up too, probably for next week, that I'm super jazzed about.
What are some of those indie sites that other people could also experience and learn and grow with us?
Stay tuned next week, and I'll tell you.
Motherfucker, dude. Because I was also like, hey, where can I go? By the way, last note. Speaking GTA and Nintendo, we cannot, if we did show this in video, which we have the capabilities, but folks, I'm fine.
Still covered in sores. Like, do you see this? Like,
you look like eczema.
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like now. It looked like an extra from Walking Dead last week.
I remember spending 15 years in childcare and then pediatric behavioral therapy, health, childcare. Oh, I remember. People would just walk in. I go, oh, you need to go home.
You can't be here.
Yeah. And also, that kid, I need to call mom. Your kid can't be here either right now. Damn it, Eric.
Squirrel.
What? Yeah, ADD, it's real. What did you say? What did I say? Oh, come on, bring him back, bro. Oh, no, come on, help me. Help me. GTA?
Yeah, so that GTA, thinking about things. just figure it out for next episode.
Damn it.
We got to wrap. This is our longest episode yet.
I love you. Hey.
It's been absolutely awesome.
I love you. I love
our audience.
You. Oh, I was talking to them. I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh. Yes,
and
I love you.
I love you, Eric, as well.
I love
everybody.
You, Jarrad.
If you like rumors, if you like news, if you like us, if you just like to
gaming and entertainment,
if you just like to listen
technology,
that's the tech
If you
side.
like to listen to people interrupt each other,
I'm the behavioral side. If you just like to be happy on your drive to God's forsaken area that you have to be for 6 to 9 hours or 12, I'm really sorry because I feel you. Join us. We'll be here. We'll be here with a warm embrace, a little bit of comfort, and a little joke before you have to clock in or deal with whatever crap that is going to face you because, God, Damn it. This world just is a poopy motherfucker. So, signing off is Erik. Nope. That's him. Signing off is Jarrad. And then
and myself, Eric Westland, giving the audience a very fuzzly, cuddly embrace.
there it is.
Don't forget to follow us.
Oh my God. Say that again.
On all the socials, Instagram
Erik
and
Cuddly
Twitter.
Fuzzly. What's that? So next t-shirt.
We got to start making a list.
Woo. Yes, we do, dude.
Merch is going to be on hardmondays.com.
I want that on a t-shirt.
I mean, I do have that URL. That I was planning on doing a merch brand on that. But yeah, newsletter is dropping this coming Friday.
Holy God, is it really?
It really is. So if you're
Is
listening to
anybody
this,
still doing? I'm sorry, not to ruin it, but I'm like, is anybody still doing that?
newsletters,
Yeah.
newsletters are the new newsletters.
It's a joke, but I know you're not joking.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm taking a piss. That's for sure.
Totally.
All right, signing off.
Hey, come back next week. We love you.
Yes, and we'll be more regular.
That's it.
End of transmission.